Listening in a healthy relationship can be a real challenge sometimes, especially when we are feeling angry or upset with our partner. So, this video is going to look at 10 common mistakes that people make when they are apparently listening to their partner, but not really. And if you hang around to the end, you will see the main question you need to ask yourself when you feel that communication is breaking down. These 10 mistakes are so common that I am happy to bet that you use at least one of them, probably more. So as we go through, please do try and identify any that you use and pop them in the comments section below. Number one is disagreeing or getting defensive or maybe arguing with our partner. This is a really common mistake and it is understandable, but it is unhelpful. When our partner shares an opinion which we disagree with or maybe we find offensive, rather than hearing them out and trying to understand their perspective or their views on it, we jump in and we start to challenge them. This has the knock-on effect of encouraging them to argue back. And pretty soon, healthy communication is gone and we just end up in an argument. And things soon deteriorate. You've automatically set up a power struggle, which may lead to increasing levels of conflict, which we don't want, or shut down communication altogether. How can I share my opinion with you if you're just going to shout at me back? Number two is about interrupting and rushing the conversation along. And this tends to happen when we are really, really eager to share our opinion on the topic they're talking about. So this is a topic we're really engaged with and we just want to get our say. And so we send out those signals like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Or it could be that we're really bored with the conversation and we don't want to engage at all. And so we just want it to end. And we start sending out those signals to say, stop, no, please. That kind of shows your partner that you're only really willing to listen to things that you're interested in and that you want to talk about, and not necessarily being interested in some of their passions, which maybe don't excite you as much. Number four is about hijacking and outdoing. And as the name suggests, this is pure competition. Our partner begins to tell us about an event, an emotion, or a concern, and rather than listening to them and hearing out their whole experience and what they want to communicate, we immediately jump in with our own experiences and make the conversation all about us. Number four is about criticizing. And again, this is about us showing judgment about what they're saying. So we criticize their behavior, their thoughts, or their feelings. And rather than trying to understand their experiences, we just keep giving them this message that they were wrong to feel that way, or they were wrong to do that thing, or they were wrong to interpret it that way. Excellent way of shutting someone up. Number five is about giving advice and fixing the problem. Sometimes the temptation to take away the concern of our partner can lead us to try and solve the problem or worry for them, telling them what to do, or even worse, offering to do it for them. And all we're doing is disempowering them, increasing their sense of being out of control and helpless and useless. Number six is about preparing your response rather than listening to your partner. So this is probably the most common mistake, and I think it's one that a lot of us do at sometimes in our day, where we only hear a little bit of what our partner is trying to say to us, and then we start thinking about what we're going to say ourselves in response. So we're actually running our own conversation, an internal dialogue about what we're going to say next. And this means that we can easily miss some important messages and we lose a chance to understand their viewpoint on the topic. Number seven is about either ignoring or being distracted whilst we are attempting to listen to our partner. And this is usually related to either a lack of interest in the topic or being preoccupied with our own concerns and thoughts. And rather than focusing on what our partner is trying to communicate to us, listening really actively, we can be distracted by either what's going on internally or by things in the environment. And this is leaked again through our body language, and our partner will notice. And they may well begin to shut down and think, Why would I want to talk to somebody who's not listening to me? Number 8 is about sympathising, rescuing or soothing. And this one is basically for all you lovely people out there, because quite often we can become distressed by our partner's emotional response, and we have this overwhelming need to make them feel better. And rather than containing our own responses and just letting them talk, we start to offer sympathy, and we start to jump into that space with them. And by doing that, by offering them that sympathy, we are actually supporting them in focusing on how they feel and their negative response to an event or an action or whatever, rather than helping them to find their own solution and finding their own way out of that emotional distress. We are very much at risk at this point of keeping them trapped in their own unhappiness, because that's what we're focusing on. And the thing you focus on is the thing that is biggest in your mind. Number 9 is about tutoring or theraping, when we try to use our therapeutic skills on our partner. Never a good idea. This happens when we feel we know best about the situation they're trying to communicate to us. And so we begin to explain the situation to our partner so that they understand it from our perspective. We may even tell them how they feel or what they should have done. This also leads to us taking control of the conversation and leading it in the direction of our choice, rather than support our partner to get out all that stuff that they needed to say. And number 10 is about being frozen. And I'm sure we've all had conversations with people who were they appeared to be listening. They were giving all the signals of being listening, but there were no questions asked. They didn't ask for clarification about anything. They didn't comment on what they'd heard. And this can leave you feeling very uncomfortable at best, and that you're being boring or a burden at worst. So when you are listening to your partner, make sure that you do ask questions for clarification, or at least just repeat back what they said, and acknowledge that you know how they're feeling or the message they're trying to communicate to you. And finally, when we know someone really well, we can start to anticipate what they're going to say. Maybe they've said it before, and so our energy goes into our reply or thinking about something else. Maybe we switch off. After all, we know what's coming. So what is the point of listening to this again? Or we're focused on winning rather than problem solving. Either way, if we've heard our partner say something before, it's useful to ask yourself one simple question, which is, why do they need to repeat themselves? Could it be that they didn't feel heard the first time? Or are they hoping that this time you will show that you care about what they're talking about? Well, that's all for today. Please click that old like button and subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you really will be helping me out, and hopefully enabling me to make more of these videos. Until next time, please keep yourself safe.